One Question is brought to you by Turnkey Search, a top industry search firm since 1996. Today on One Question is Colorado Athletic Director Rick George, and we're going to start with the Drive for 105, of course, a big fundraising push by the Buffs that Rick has led over the last couple of years. And Rick, really, the first piece of this, can you quantify this excellent football season that Mike McIntyre and your football program just had, finishing 10-4, of course, playing in the Pac-12 championship game? Can you quantify just how important the success was this year to that overall fundraising push? And it'd be really cool if you had a metric that said, we raised 3x what we thought we could raise because of football. I doubt you have that, but I am curious of your perspective on that question.
No, actually, most of the fundraising for this project was before this season. At the end of our fiscal year in June of this year, we were probably at 93, 94 million of our $105 million goal. We're just now over 95. We think we'll see the benefits of this season more as we go into the spring and see what that looks like. But, right now we were at that point. We do know the value of what it did for us in the way of ticket sales. We had our first sellout in 8 years. We had great crowds the last 3 games. Our revenue exceeded budget by a pretty good margin. So we know the value of it. And then, we've got to also quantify the value of being on national TV 5 or 6 games in a row at the end of the year. And that's pretty significant for the exposure for our program.
When you're going through a season like this, and maybe some of you guys on your team and on the football staff expected a year like this. I think many people on the outside didn't and were surprised. And, of course, there's been numerous articles about, hey, look at Rick George sticking with a coach and look how it works out when you give it time to build from the ground. But when you're going through a season like this and you start to say, man, we're going on a run here, do you internally game plan on some asks that maybe you would have waited on, or some projects maybe you would have waited on to have more, inventory is the wrong word, but that's where I'm going with the question. Do you plan that way and kind of advance some things because of the season?
No, we really didn't, because, honestly, we were pretty buttoned up before we started the Drive to 105. We knew who our prospects were, and we knew maybe at the levels that we could go make an ask for. What this did is, though, it's really increased our base. And so, just as an example, we go to play at Michigan, and we had a tailgate for 900 people, and 1,600 people showed up. We went to USC and we filled a auditorium there. It was the atrium or planetarium, whatever it was on campus. And every place that we went, our tailgates exceeded expectations. So what it allowed us to do was connect to a lot more people. And if you think about, we had over 2,000 donors that have contributed to the SEI campaign, our Sustainable Excellence Initiative, the Drive to 105. So, we've had a lot of people come through and help us and support us.
Is the volume to the degree that you will add development and fundraising staffers?
Not at this point. We do a really good job. I think in time we will. We know that our membership's growing, our new donors are growing, and so we track that on a year-to-year basis. And certainly, I think we'll find. Last year was our best fundraising year ever, over $26 million at CU, and our expectation is that each year we'll exceed that, and that includes new donors and current. So. We're really focused on long-term growth and being in the Pac-12 conference and being able to take our product on the road, whether it's basketball, lacrosse, soccer, football to the West Coast in the Bay Area, LA, Seattle. It's having a really strong impact on our program.
Is there a ceiling on that 26? If we had this conversation 10 years from now and football was still at a really high level, could it be 46? I mean, is there any sort of cap? Just from a
No, I
pure
don't think there's a
from a numbers standpoint of alums, those engaged, giving capacity, etc.
No, I don't think so. I mean, if you look at, when we're talking about the drive to 105, we're over 95 million. We're closing in on 105 million. We haven't named any of our facilities. So we have a champion center that we haven't named. We've got an indoor practice facility we haven't named. We've got two clubs, our touchdown club and our champions club, we haven't named. So there's so many opportunities that are at a higher level that I expect us to far exceed 105 million. And we didn't put an end date on that. We just started it a year and a half ago or 2 years ago. So.
And that's today's One Question, brought to you by Turnkey Search, a top industry search firm since 1996. One Question is designed to give D1 Ticker subscribers valuable insights on how executive leaders in college athletics think about key issues on their respective campuses, in their departments, or within their leagues and conferences. One Question is brought to you by Turnkey Search, a top industry search firm since 1996.